So guys, you've had a lot of rice, rice, especially this during this seasonal period. So grab your pot. Let's make this vegetable. So grab your pot. Let's make this vegetable soup. This is our first vegetable soup that we'll be making for the year. All right, in a pot, put all your obstacles, all your protein. In here, I'm using beef, pomo, shaki, snail, and so I'm going to be boiling it with some onions, stockfish, pepper. So I added my stockfish later on because the stockfish is a hard one. So because of how hard it is, I already pre-cooked it. So I'm adding crayfish. I blended the crayfish and then I'm adding enough crayfish for taste. And then I didn't finish all the crayfish because I will be using it in the process after this stage. While we are doing the cooking proper, I will be using the remaining one. I added salt, I added seasoning cube. So guys, in this vegetable soup, we are making use of spinach and ugu. And you guys know that in absence of water leaf, we are making use of spinach. And you know, spinach have a lot of water content. So you want to cover it to cook. Yeah, because at this point I did not add water because I needed the meat to boil out its own water, its own juice or its own broth before I can now add little water. Remember, we are using spinach, so because of the water content in spinach, we will not be making use of too much water in this vegetable soup. At this point I added water to adjust, and because the water I added was little, so that is what I'll be using to cook the food. We will not be adding any other water. Remember, it's veggies. Now we are adding our pepper. Yeah, I'm using my tiny mortar to blend it because when I'm cooking vegetable, at least I love seeing that little particles of pepper. So let me know. I know some people do blend their pepper, and some people they normally use what is it called, dry pepper. In fact, that is the worst of it. I don't know how many people can relate. Dry pepper have one kind odd taste it gives your soup. It doesn't matter if it's vegetable or ogbono or any other kind of soup. I just don't like dry pepper. So let me know how many of us that are in this together. I have to check what we are cooking, and then we want to turn it. At this point, our stock is ready, and then we added our oil in the pot, adding onions to steam. Yeah, because like I said earlier, it's spinach. It comes with a lot of water, so I needed to fry it a little bit. And even if I'm to use water leaf, I also fry the water leaf so that the water will be able to absorb a little bit. Yeah. So now we are adding our spinach because we want to fry it, stirring it, and then we'll have to cover it to simmer for some minutes. So forget my gesture. I'm always doing one or two gesture anytime I'm cooking. Now at this point we have to check it and is almost ready. Now we are adding everything in this pot. We are adding our broth, and then the meats, stockfish, gbogbo tigbo, according to our Yoruba people, and then we are adding pepper. Yes, I am not the kind of person that eats spicy food. Yeah, I don't like spicy food, and people around me don't like spicy food either. If I put too much pepper, this food we are going to throw it away. Oh. So that's it. We added salt, and then we want to cover to allow it to cook after stirring. Remember that crayfish. So this is the time we are adding the remaining balance of the crayfish, and then we want to stir it, turn it, mix it, just play around with your spoon. Okay, so it's giving delicious. At this point, see, let me tell you one very good thing I love about crayfish. Crayfish have one exceptional taste it gives your food, especially when it has to do with vegetable. At this point, I'm adding my coconut yam. So we added our cocoyam, and then we have to turn it and then allow it to cook for some time, some minutes. It's vegetable, so we have to allow it to cook. Now you want to adjust, you want to test the food and then adjust for seasoning if needed. So this is where the cooking gets more serious. The moment you add your ugu, you know that your food is ready. You only have less than 2 minutes to bring the soup down from the fire or to off your gas. Guys, this soup is ready. Let me know if you'll be trying this vegetable soup. It is the easiest and the simplest food you can cook. If you prepare all your things, get them ready, yeah, it's more easy. Although most people run away from this vegetable, because before you slice, especially when you're making use of two vegetables. So guys, our food is ready. We have to transfer into a bowl and put in a plate. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, and follow for more updates like this.